Alright, do you see it? Do you see it? Can you hear it? Because I can see it now. It should, in theory, be working now. Yeah, knick-knack. It just... the original, like, cap card that we set in the seam just is not registering the capture card at all. I had to create a new... I basically just created a whole new feed for it. And it's just refusing to acknowledge the capture card on the old one. Okay. Alright, if it wants to do... No updates, so... Alright. Oh. It's always something. Hey, come on. Get up. Good girl, stay there. Is it working now? It should be. I can see it working. PT. Why is it that the one time you're here supervising, everything goes wrong? Baba Boo. Did you do this? Is this because you wanted pets and attention? So you sabotaged the stream. That's what's happening, obviously. Okay, alright. Now that we know that that's working. Let's... Oh yeah, we were in the middle of this. Okay. Peachy, no. No, no, no. You stay on the chair. That's the deal. That's the rules. You don't come onto any other part. Okay? Alright. I love it when it's like, everything could work. It's my favorite. I mean, I get that it's because Berserker is one of the classes, but still. This is bullshit. Oh, I almost reached for that skip button. I'm so used to it from the Satanta event. Okay. We've been marching for an entire day. You must be tired, Zeki, but we're almost there. Just hang in there a little longer. That area is easy to observe. We can finally have proper operation. Just a little bit more. One more day and you should arrive at what I believe is the city of Uruk. It's easy to observe this area because it's still close to the former Mesopotamian world, the only safe place in the area around Uruk, where the king is going strong in maintaining an environment livable for humans. Northern Mesopotamia has become a kingdom of demonic beasts, while south has become a mysterious jungle that no one returns from. For humans who survived attacks by demonic beasts, the city of Uruk is the only refuge. Now I understand the situation here. With the rise of the Three Goddess Alliance, the Sumerian city-states have been dealt a devastating blow. Many cities have been destroyed and many people have fled to Uruk, the center of this world. The demon beasts' invasion up north is the most serious issue at hand, as they're currently the major force wiping out humanity. In response, Uruk's king has dissolved the city of Babylon and hastily constructed a great fortress known as the Northern Wall of Uruk. In other words, Babylonia has turned itself into the front line for the war against demonic beasts. It's the last fort protecting the Mesopotamian world, correct? Yes, it's still unknown how the King of Mages influenced this era, but if the demonic beasts bring down Uruk, human history is finished. If the first dynasty of Sumer, the blueprint of city-states, is destroyed, there is no certainty in what will become of the human race afterwards. During the same period, Egypt's first dynasty was also flourishing, but they alone can't preserve the foundation of humanity. Therefore, there are two things you need to do. First, search for the Holy Grail the King of Mages sent to this era and retrieve it. That should give us an idea about his plot. Next, take down the Three Goddess Alliance if possible, although that fight should belong to the people of this era. If we do nothing, the foundation of humanity can't be restored. This task is beyond our abilities, but it is what we must do. What were you doing, Merlin? I was looking for something under orders from the king. That's also why I was in the Cedar Forest. I was searching for something called the Tablet of Destinies, but I've put that on hold so I can guide you to Uruk. It seems all roads lead to Uruk. Merlin, is King Gilgamesh really the one ruling over Uruk right now? Yes, it is indeed King Gilgamesh, the most tyrannical of all ancient kings. Golden Gil! He severed his ties with the gods because of their arrogance. The most beautiful woman and treasures are his to own. The most irritational and unreasonable king who would just as readily kill his followers as his enemies. Irrational, not irritational. Jesus, I was like, that's not right. So he's just a villain? Gilgamesh, the king of heroes, the king of Uruk in ancient Mesopotamia. He is a historical figure who appeared in the Epic of Gilgamesh, mankind's oldest heroic epic, as well as other ancient Mesopotamian stories. His historical name was Bilgamesh, where Bilga meant ancestors and Mesh meant hero. His father was King Lugalbanda, a demigod, and his mother was the goddess Ninsun. He was a hero born of god and human, which made him a combination of the two. In his youth, he was fond of people while also being a sage grounded in reason. I get that right now they're explaining it for the benefit of, like, us, the player, as if we don't know what this is, but we, in fact, have a 3-hour video on this channel where I am talking about, all about the Epic of Gilgamesh, and I've read the Epic of Gilgamesh many times, and it's one of those things where I'm just like, so I need to read through this synopsis. But he became the complete opposite in his adolescence. He turned into an out-of-control tyrant. He gathered the land's fortune, demanded prosperity and toil from his citizens, and abandoned the gods as relics of the past. To admonish him, the gods created the being that appeared before us, Enkidu. Hi, Sasha. As fate would have it, Enkidu and King Gilgamesh fought for 3 days and 3 nights in front of a temple in Uruk. The battle was a draw. Afterwards, King Gilgamesh recognized Enkidu as his only friend. His tyranny relaxed a bit, and he governed the country while still being feared by the citizens of Uruk. However, you know quite a bit, Mash. Yes, after we found out about that era of the Seventh Singularity, I studied so I could be useful to you, Senpai. Oh, the Cedar of Lebanon story. King Gilgamesh set foot into the holy ground of the Forest of White Cedars and killed Humbaba, the demonic beast guarding it. Due to Mesopotamia's climate, the country was always in need of lumber. Bringing home cedar quality cedar was his obligation as both a king and hero. Knick-Knack, that sounds like a skill issue. It's not that long, honestly. This is your own fault. Tacos, yeah, no tacos. It had to, with streams, I can't, reactivate old ones like that once I've closed OBS. So yeah, it had to be a totally new video. But that's why I linked it in the Discord, which you can join, I think, from the link in the description below. However, his achievement captured the attention of a wicked goddess. The goddess's curiosity drove her to desire all things unusual, beautiful, and praiseworthy. Ishtar. Who was this wicked goddess, you ask? She was Inanna, queen of heaven, daughter of An, also known as Ishtar, and she set her sights on Gilgamesh. The world's greatest goddess confessed her love to the king of heroes. However, King Gilgamesh rejected her. Why? Because Gilgamesh knew how coldly she treated her husband, Dumuzid. Well, it's on auto end, so. Exactly, Tacos, the legendary roast of Ishtar. Hello, Nady. This must have been quite a shock to Ishtar, to be rejected by a man, by a mere human. Furious, Ishtar went crying to her father, who, out of love for her, gave her something terrible. A divine beast powerful enough to destroy the world, Gugulana, the bull of heaven. With it, Ishtar tried to destroy Uruk. The bull damaged crops, made the rivers run dry, and summoned a tempest before being defeated by Gilgamesh and Enkidu. And historians will call them close friends, besties, roommates, colleagues, anything but lovers. History hates lovers. Uruk was saved, but by killing the holy beast, Enkidu incurred the wrath of the gods, and for their sins the gods killed Enkidu. It was, after all, the gods who created Enkidu in the first place. In modern parlance, the gods flipped Enkidu's off switch. Honestly, the Mesopotamian gods' greatest fault was being pushovers to their daughters. Between An and Enki of the Abyss, Ishtar was given a multitude of treasures. Yes, from that story alone, it's easy to see that Ishtar had a pampered upbringing. That's right, the death of his only friend Enkidu was King Gilgamesh's first real encounter with mortality. It's not gay if it's clay! No, Knick-Knack, because if I don't have it on, then I will fail to... I literally did not have that on, I think, for like my last Atelier stream, and it like OBS kept recording for like 3 hours after the end of the stream. Death claimed even Enkidu, the mighty king's equal. Gilgamesh in turn began to wonder whether it was possible to conquer death. As a result, King Gilgamesh embarked on a quest for immortality. He went to the ends of the earth, descended into the abyss, and, at its bottom, obtained the Herb of Rejuvenation. However, it was stolen by a snake, right? Gilgamesh returned to the surface and went to bathe. While he soaked, the snake crept in and ate the herb. And so, snakes gained the ability to shed their skin, and humans forever lost the chance to become immortal. No one could ever really know what effect that had on the king's state of mind. Anyway, King Gilgamesh returned to Uruk, but because of his absence, the city had nearly fallen into ruin. Reflecting on his own selfishness, he decided to try and restore Uruk. From then on, he never went on quests, instead focusing on his kingly duties. There you have it, the Epic of Gilgamesh in a nutshell. The epic was set down in poetry, so we can only imagine what the truth may have been. Did he really seek out the magical herb because he feared death, or was it because he loathed death? I think it would be interesting to ask the man himself. Oh, but I suppose he isn't the type of person who would speak freely about his memories, unless you were his traveling companion or something. The point is, this is a man who had the guts to call a goddess as powerful, though spoiled, as Ishtar a fool and kick her to the curb, while bragging about possessing the originals of all the noble phantasms and having the greatest advantage over any hero. Gilgamesh, the king of heroes, is an extremely arrogant, cold-blooded tyrant. Remember that. Yes, and that is the legend of Gilgamesh, king of heroes. Was it useful, senpai? Then what am I supposed to do about this? It looks like you don't want to go, Seki. I can understand that. After all, I'm trembling with fear, too. Are you? Are you, Roman? And it's a town in 2600 BC, right? There's a cold-blooded king in a violent world where might makes right. I'm sure culture shock is inevitable, so you should mentally prepare yourself. Yep. Hello, my nemesis! Excuse me, we've got trouble. Demonic beasts have strayed from the pack and are heading our way. See, Nemesis, you herald evil things. Look at this. A fight breaks out just as you appear. Are you still going to talk? If so, I can handle them alone. No, we'll go. Thank you for pointing them out, Miss Anna. No need to use Miss, but I'd appreciate some extra hands. Oh my god, it's been so long since we got to this, I almost forgot I'd picked Ibuki. Oh, the Oblivion remaster? Or wait, I'm confused. Is it straight up the remaster that's already out? Or is it that we know that we're getting a remaster? Because we were talking about it last night. Oh! Man, they really just dropped it, didn't they? Huh. I guess I'll have to go see. You know what I'd really like for them to drop? The Elder Scrolls 6. Just saying. Rude! Knick-knack, rude! What if I was gonna go check it out right now, huh? Huh? Aww. Oh, these fucking wasps. You know, these things killed Vorn in, like, our first D&D campaign. Yeah, Knick-Knack, like, it doesn't really at this point matter, you know, who says that, but, like, you know. We've been waiting for Elder Scrolls 6 since before I knew what Elder Scrolls was, I'm pretty sure. Honestly, Nady, it was probably a combination of both. Yeah. Yeah. Because it was like, in like the first couple, bits of our... Yeah, exactly. In the first couple of bits of our, Fate D&D campaign, we definitely did not really know our strength versus servants. Oh. I don't know why I'm claiming this now. I really need to wait and do it at the end of the stream. Okay, alright. Oh no! If it has no battles, that means it's all reading. Oh, I was so excited because I was like, yay, no battles! And then I realized that does not mean that I can skip it. No! Also, yeah, Sasha. It's been 3 days since we reshifted to the ruins of Babylon. Master, we finally arrived at Uruk. It looks like we'll have to pass through an inspection checkpoint before we get into the city. There's still some distance between us. Maybe we can sneak into the city without them noticing. Hello! Yes, hello. I see you're full of energy. I'm glad to see that. I've never seen you before. Which city are you from? Oh, they're refugees from Girsu. As for myself, I engage in business, with the ritual sect's permission, as you can see. I'd like to evacuate them into Uruk. Are there any procedures I need to follow? That's the sigil of Lady Sidori. You may pass. As for reception of refugees, Nutra's shop in the West Market should be good today. We just received word that the storage space on the second floor is opening up for refugees. Daily necessities can be picked up at each gate. You can register as a temporary citizen at Rana's brothel. Please go there if you're planning to stay for more than 2 weeks. You must be tired from your long trip. Get some rest first. Welcome to the city of Uruk. We are fighting to survive and we spare no effort if it's for that cause. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. That was unexpected. Hold on. I can't turn a blind eye on your fellow traveler. You in the black hood. Yes, you. Stop. Master, Miss Anna has a blade under her robe. What is it? I'm impressed you managed to walk all the way here with your small build. Here, these are just leftovers, but please take them with you. They're candies my daughter gave me as an afternoon snack. But, it'd be a great help if you would accept them. You see, these are a little too sweet for me. Anna, why don't you just take them? Okay. Then, I'll take just one. Thank you very much. No problem. I was stationed here because of my good memory. I know your faces now, so I hope we meet again alive. Whether you set forth to battle or return to your homeland, seeing you alive and well will bring me joy. What a sweet man! Oh! I hope he doesn't die. New arrivals, tons of autumn ale in stock. The newest from Dumazid Brewery. Our ale is favored even by the king. Now's your chance to enjoy its supreme frothiness. Now's your chance. Exchanges over here. Check out our limited time silver exchange package. Right now you get 5 fish silver for 1 sheep silver and 3 turtle silver for 1 wheat silver. If you're gonna eat at our place, I'll toss in a free roasted chicken leg. Bring your own containers. Folks, the West District is seeking personnel to carry clay. Those who have muscle should come to the boat station in the city canals before sunrise. Looking forward to your help. No, wait, the armory needs people too. At this rate, we'll be sending twigs instead of spears to the northern wall. Those that know how to make weapons, come to the armory. Scaffolds couldn't wait till later. Later, I say. We've got plenty of aid from the king, so if you come to our place, you can make a fortune. Flowers, this is Merle's flower shop. I know you must all be busy from daily battles, but don't forget to put some cheer in your life. Celebrations, gifts for your wives, ask us about anything. What? What a bustling crowd! Yeah, the soldier earlier, the energy on the street. Is this really a city facing the end of the world? That it is. Welcome to Uruk, the oldest fortress city in human history. Times may be dire, but the city remains lively. Everyone holds their heads high. Smoke from the smithies rises everywhere, and the ringing of their hammers echoes day and night. Yes, everyone is nervous and they're in a hurry, but they haven't forgotten to smile. Despair has no place in this city. It is bustling with the will to fight and the will to survive. That's not all. Unbelievable. What an efficient cityscape. Look at that map there. Each district is clearly separated by role, and transportation is perfectly linked. Military production, construction, commerce, life, it's redesigned to provide for all those things. How is this an ancient city? This is a fighting city, so perfect that it would even work today. Sumerians started showing up in history around 4000 BC, but their civilization was quite elaborate. It's the oldest human civilization. It began when people abandoned a village-based society hosting thousands, and formed city-states housing tens of thousands of people by pioneering crop production boosts through irrigated farming. Of course, with a country that big, the invention of writing and the implementation of higher education in schools was only a matter of time. Though they were not blessed with lumber, the fertile lands sandwiched by the two great rivers created quality mud, which the Sumerians needed to make clay. That in turn was used to build many fortresses. That is Mesopotamia, the land of mud, clay, wheat, and sheep. Now, Dr. Roman, you called the city quite barbaric. Do you have anything to say? I don't. I'm sorry for underestimating it. I assumed it was just a city-state dependent on trade. Good, then we'll save a tour of the city for later. Let's head over to the ziggurat. Nady, I don't know. Something in me was just like, I want him to live, and I didn't think. Beans. Oh, I get to touch the beans. Okay. A shrine and an altar for the Mesopotamians. I believe that giant trapezoidal structure over there is it. We're finally meeting King Gilgamesh. Let's head on with all due enthusiasm. Oh, great. Fantastic. Why do I have a feeling we're going to be doing a lot more talking soon? Oh yeah, well there's only two. That doesn't mean anything. Let's take an Aussie. Oh. We were led right to the royal hall. I'm surprised how friendly everyone is. Merlin's our fast pass. Yes, although all the maidens seem to be avoiding Merlin. So, we're still a ways away, but is that King Gilgamesh over there? Don't make me repeat myself. The newer the information about the war, the better. Keep bringing me reports. The harder we work, the less chance they'll have to attack. If you want to take it easy, keep fighting. Yes, sir. We've added 3 supply trains to bring more clay tablets from the secretary every hour. Good. Next, is this today's list of shipments? The shipments from the city of Eresh are being delayed. Did the demonic beast set up a lair on the roads? Send 20 men from the eastern barracks to clear the way. Temun can take command. It's his home. He knows it well. Whose idiotic order was this? Why aren't the Bashmu carcasses being sent to Ayana? The researchers have nothing to do. This is the time to put their annoying little brains to work. Yes, sir. I'll send them over to the Tiamat research team right away. Here is the answer from Girsu. Curse that temple matron there in Girsu. I know there's still supplies stored in the temple of Baal. Have them send everything to the front lines. It'll be the end of the world if the wall breaks. Tell her food can't be taken to the underworld. Is this the report from the astrologers? Good. They match what I observed. The reading for the harvest season isn't bad. Give a lapis lazuli necklace to whoever is in charge. But there's no time for them to rest. Have them read the reports from the REDUX search team. By the way, I heard that the Tabado's daughter is giving birth. Send her a sacred prostitute to aid her, along with some healthy fruits. And pull Tabado off the northern wall and give him 3 days' rest. His grandson's face will give him courage. Gilgamesh is not overrated. Gilgamesh is great. This isn't how I pictured him from the stories I just heard. I thought he would be more terrible and irresponsible. He's yelling at one priest after another. I can sense how busy he is from here. It doesn't seem like we will be able to get a word in. let's work up the courage to talk to him, because we need to. That's right. You shouldn't wait for the king to have a spare moment. He won't wait for you either. You should say what's on your mind, even if it's a bit rude. Especially if you believe that that's the right thing to do. Now here we go. King Gilgamesh, I, Merlin, Mage Extraordinaire, have brought guests. Busy? Yeah, I can see that, so don't worry. I'll bring them right now. Ooh, he's pulling me. Okay. Senpai, Merlin, wait! So you've returned, Merlin. Welcome. The king is happy to see you. And, did you bring back the Tablet of Destinies as your king ordered? No, I didn't have any luck this time. It's not in the cedar forest. Shish, if only you remembered where you left it, your majesty. I wouldn't have to work this hard. Silence. Know your place, mage. The king just happened to be tired when he scribed the tablet. Even I've never heard of memory loss from exhaustion, but if the king says that's the case, then it must be. Do as he says and keep looking for it. More importantly, who are those people? They don't look like Uruks. It's fine. I understand the situation. You may go, Sidori. King Gilgamesh, for you to bring out the dingir, don't tell me. Just as you suspected, be ready to clean the throne. No need to worry, I'm simply sending 2 strangers back to the heavens. I'm busy. Even the time I'd have spent to exchange words with you is too precious for me to spare. Thus, I shall ascertain the truth of your words through battle. Prepare yourselves, mages of the observatory. And Merlin, stand down. Do not interfere. That's great! I don't like to get my hands dirty. Anna, sorry, but would you give them a hand? The king prides himself on his self-control, but let's be honest, he's not one to hold back in battle. I mean, you prefer combat over conversation too, right? This is one of those fists speak louder than words moments. So I'm being forced into a useless fight again. Please die, Merlin. Sorry, once this is over, let's get Merlin together. It's alright. It's not your fault. I'll help you if you like. Damn. Well, yeah, we go. I'm gonna beat the shit out of Gil, I say, confidently. With so much confidence, I say. Well, didn't you know? Gil's famous for his self-control. Obviously. You ever seen a man more principled? Nah. That is true, I do need to let Fu have his fun. Okay. Damn, those are some nice crits, but it's fine. Hello, big chunky. Hello, large chunky. Oh, they'll pet the kitty. Yeah, so many that YouTube cannot possibly load the comment. Like, God forbid. Truly. Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, ego is definitely still bigger than the pyramid, but it's fine. You know, when in doubt, drop a pyramid on it. Yay! Okay. Oh, you're recommending me Lancers this time. Yeah, let's take a Melusine with us. The battle's over. He attacked so suddenly that we fought back without thinking, but His Majesty seems upset. Yes, halfway through the battle he clearly started holding back. Just who does he think he is, I wonder? A waste of time. I was curious to see what those tasked by heaven could do, but you're no more than mongrels. You are unworthy of my help and unfit to serve me. You aren't even worth punishing for messing up my throne room. I'll let you go this time, so be gone. Your Majesty, please calm yourself. They seem like powerful warriors to me. Are they the strangers that you spoke of? Merlin brought them here, so yes, they probably are, but it's too soon. Far too soon. See that stupid look on her face? Still not a clue what's happening here. There's no point in talking to them. Merlin, it seems you let yourself get distracted. For some reason, this is turning out to be my fault. Do you have anything to say, Seki? At this rate, he really will kick you out of here. I don't care. It's not worth learning your name. Begone, scum. I didn't expect things to go this bad. What's going on, Merlin? The king doesn't seem interested in Chaldea at all. You're right. That's strange. I thought he and I were on the same wavelength there. I mean, I didn't tell him what Chaldea was, or what a servant was, or about the incineration of humanity, or the king of mages, or the grails, or the singularities, or any of that. So you told him nothing! So you... Fu, you're about to have an ally. But you know, he should be able to figure that out, right? He is king after all. You didn't tell him anything? And you're the one who said he was really busy, right? Oh, you're right. Oops, I should have explained things, huh? Yes, that's Merlin for you. Totally useless! Now you're our only hope, Seki. Let's try persuading King Gilgamesh once more. Even he'll understand if you explain properly. There's no need for that. I can hear you, concealed one. Know that I am capable of all things, so possess all knowledge. Thus, there is nothing my eyes cannot see, though as you can see, I've yet to fulfill my destiny. I am aware of the process of summoning and commanding heroic spirits, what you call heroic spirit summoning, and that my name is on the list of those spirit origins that you possess as well. Well, that third-rate master there probably lacks the power to summon me. Perhaps one day. King Gilgamesh is from this era, but even though Merlin never told him, he knows all about Chaldea and the fact that he's going to become a heroic spirit. Which makes it even more important that he listens to us. Thank you for stating the obvious, Mash. I really appreciate it when you just reiterate things that I've already had to read and hear here. Yes, that's right, Master. Hear us, King Gilgamesh. If we don't recover the Grail that's somewhere in this era, the singularity will destroy humanity. So we need to find the Grail as fast as possible. The Grail... Yeah, it's right there. What's wrong? You're after the Grail, aren't you? And... I'm detecting the Grail. I had a hunch, but it looks like King Gilgamesh already has it. Of course, all the treasures in this world belong to me. I obtained the Omnipotent Wish Granter a long time ago. That's probably what the Three Goddess Alliance is after. Otherwise, they'd have no reason to attack Uruk. And don't you dare ask me to give it to you. There's no reason for me to give you any of my treasures. So if you ask for the Grail, be prepared to give me more than just your life. That's true. We don't have anything to offer in exchange. What if we defeat the Three Goddess Alliance? Defeat them? You're going to defeat those goddesses? Siduri, bring me water. My life's in danger. These fools may make me laugh myself to death. Merlin brought me the future's greatest clowns. Wow, that was a good one. I'll put it down in the court records. It'll say, the king is in great abdominal pain. But knowing everything, I say this. I have no use for you right now. You are all contaminants to this era. Rather, you're an excess. I'd go so far as to say you're unnecessary. Uruk is mine to protect. I do need help from Chaldea. The heavens may fall and the earth may split, but this audience will be the last time I speak to you. Listen, do not think that you can beat those goddesses with the pathetic pawns you possess. It's not even, Dakota Doyle, it's not even MASH's fault. It's genuinely just the way that this is written. Right? It's like, thank you for just restating the exact same thing another time with another character. Forgive me for interrupting your pleasant chat, my king. Does this look like a pleasant chat to you? Are you blind? Huh? Oh, we just heard your laughter echoing through the ziggurat and assumed you were having a good time. Fool, don't you know that at a certain age one can laugh at the drop of a hat? No matter, what is it? A message from our observation post near the Tigris. They've sighted the wake from the boat of heaven in the sky. It's headed for Uruk at high speed. It's Ishtar, one of the Three Goddess Alliance members. That fool again, does she never learn? Or is she so stupid she can't even remember what happened a day ago? No, I doubt that moron can even manage to remember what happened 12 hours ago. Your Majesty, please refrain from insulting Ishtar. She is the patron deity of our city. Even as king, you shouldn't blaspheme against her so carelessly. When you speak of her like that here, it makes matters different for the sacred temple. Don't concern yourself with such matters. Has she ever protected the Uruks from anything? She destroys things that don't need to be destroyed and creates things that don't need to be created. She's a cross between a horde of locusts, a sandstorm, and a children's tantrum. Them's some fightin' words. I agree, Gilgamesh. She's probably going to accidentally destroy Aeon at her own home again and then run crying to Anne. Of course, An vanished long ago. Even her father's given up on her. She got what she had coming. The girl's going to end up all alone, crying and crying until she finally dies of exhaustion. Revolting. What did you say? She came down from the sky, Your Majesty. Is that Ishtar? Retreat. Everyone retreat. She's gonna smite us. Emergency. Priests, prepare the special prayers. You are permitted to use them on our patron goddess. I didn't think you'd head straight for the throne room. You're like a gossip-loving city girl. Senpai, His Majesty is making shoo-shoo motions with his hand and looking genuinely annoyed. You're the one who's acting like a brat. I've had enough of you insulting me behind my back. Now I'm mad. I was planning on killing you slowly and elegantly to make you suffer, but I've changed my mind. You're going to pay for all these years of making a mockery of a goddess. Now die! Ishtar is readying her heavenly bow. Good luck, my king. We're retreating. What, you're not going to watch? No need to be so humble. This is your chance to see the mythological sight of a nasty young goddess meeting her end. No, it wouldn't be worth getting cursed for generations just for having watched. Good luck. You know what? Valid. That one, he values his life. I get it. Hilarious. Even your soldiers have abandoned you. That's what you get. Your bad deeds finally caught up with you. Your deeds! I see. When I hear that from you, it really makes me think. This cretin is calling me the worst? Perhaps I should look back on my life and reflect a bit. Excuse you, I'm a damn goddess. Rethink your words. It's hard to believe that a king and a goddess are exchanging insults like that. Huh? But, Senpai, isn't that girl... Yeah, it's the weird girl. I'm not calling her the girl with the I'm not doing that. Who just said that even more rude thing? Wait, I know you, human. Oh, have you run into this goddess before? Oh, and it seems she ran into trouble. Hilarious. Another tale of glory to add to Ishtar's myths, huh? I guess we are taking this to court. Oh, you're waving at me and saying hi like we're friends? You don't understand the situation at all, do you? That means I can do this with no regrets. You've destroyed the last of my conscience. I don't want weird rumors going around, so I'll kill both you and Goldie Boy over there. Excellent. Now this is getting fun. For a brief while, I shall permit you to fight alongside me. Let's go, Chaldeans. Time to slay a goddess. Let's teach this wanton, spoiled, daddy's girl of a goddess a lesson. That's right. Let's pound Bishtar into the ground. Oh, good. It's a one-of-one battle. I do love those. Rah, rah, Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. There was a cat that really was gone. Yay! That's hilarious. Well, that was anticlimactic. Spoiled as you are, you're still a goddess. Regular magecraft won't even graze you. And what's more, you're holding back your authority. There's a limit to my patience, Ishtar. Right back at you. I hold back my authority for the sake of Uruk, not because I'm considering your safety. Ugh, now I'm even pissing myself off. Why should I care about Uruk when it's not even mine anymore? Okay, I don't care anymore. I'll blow you up along with the ziggurat. You there, human. Who's that hiding behind you? Behind me? Pfft. So that's what's going on. Things are getting complicated. Ishtar is rising. Is she retreating? I changed my mind. I only came to pick up my pillow from my bedchamber in Aeana anyway. Astonishing. Ishtar of all goddesses is running away with her tail between her legs? What are you talking about? I just dropped by while I was out for a stroll. Oh, fuck. I freely overlook Uruk, freely pluck my bow, and freely ravage the lands. See you, O shirtless king of Uruk. Have fun with the demonic beasts up north. And Siduri, when Gilgamesh dies, it's not like I won't save Uruk, so keep a white flag ready. A white flag? What do you mean? She's cooled down. What an annoyingly lucky woman. Just a little more, and I would have had the anti-Ishtar net launched. Curses. It seems so. As long as Mana, the boat of heaven, is around, it will be difficult to capture Ishtar. Well, fine. Let's get back to work. We've lost a lot of time. Let's work harder, Siduri. Yes, we shall resume planning to flood the Tigris River. There has been a suggestion that we use red clay as new soil. They've restarted their work as if nothing happened. What should we do, Senpai? Ishtar's attack must be a daily thing. The soldiers took their time about coming back. There's not much we could do now. Let's go find a place to stay for tonight. The king is moody, so maybe he'll listen to you guys tomorrow. I will not, you nitwit. Uruk is in unprecedented danger. I've no time to deal with your Chaldean field trip. That's quite a burn. These guys have already corrected several singularities. They're practically professionals at restoring history. Aren't you a bit overworked? Why don't you try trusting a third party for once? There's no need. Any disaster caused in this era will be solved by the people of this era. If they are needed, they'll be brought in later. And Merlin, remember who you are contracted to. I'm the one who summoned you, not Chaldea. As such, you should only be working for me. Ugh, it hurts me to hear that. Ah well, it's not as if I have much of a heart anyways. Wait, did you just let some important information slip? You weren't summoned by the ritual sect, but by King Gilgamesh? Oh, I thought that was what I said. Yes, Gilgamesh is a wise king. He shed his warrior persona to become a mage instead. To protect Uruk, nay, the Mesopotamian world, he sheds his holy blood as a mage. He has become a more reasonable, regal, reliable version of King Gilgamesh. Unwillingly, that is. I can't fix this disaster with my strength alone. I must protect my people, borders, and our way of life. I must fight with all of Mesopotamia. That is why I locked away my treasures and took up a staff. Summoning that half-blooded mage there was also part of the plan. This is the real heroic spirit summon, unlike the summons of Chaldea. Really? Well, now I've lost a bit of confidence. Even if you're an ancient king, to be able to summon heroic spirits that easily is so... Well, it'd probably help to mention that this is the end of the Age of Gods. Summoning is much easier here than in your time. Now, if we were in the 21st century, with magecraft diminishing, even the king or I wouldn't find it easy to summon a heroic spirit. So there you have it. Your actions are utterly arrogant, but that summoning system was created with talent equal to godly skill. I will not mock the effort, research, and miracles put towards it. That, and the shred of hope it offered you. You've done well in the first 6 singularities. Huh, he complimented us. Yeah. Siduri needs to become a servant. However, those eras are not this one. I do not need you all. If you still say you want to assist me, you may do so by working your way up from the bottom. High Priestess, I put you in charge of them. It may be a pain, but take care of them. So we've been driven out of the ziggurat. What shall we do now, Master? Do not worry. I shall oversee your stay here for the time being. Ah, where are my manners? I am Siduri. I assist the king as well as manage the ritual sect. Siduri, by the way, white flag means surrender. Oh, how embarrassing. So you noticed. I didn't understand what Ishtar meant by that earlier. A white flag, I see, so it is a sign of surrender in your country. You may perhaps be from the same country as the girl who became Ishtar's vessel. I never imagined Miss Siduri would be taking care of Seki. This means my work here is maybe done? Yep, that would help me out so much. Now I have time to peruse the markets. I heard Uruk's ale is to die for. I am sure you know already, but Merlin here will not be of much use to you. Therefore, I shall give you some advice. The king has said you are not needed. However, he did not use the words worthless or meaningless. Therefore, if you would like for the king to listen, having some noteworthy achievements would be helpful. When you say achievements, do you mean the demonic front, like defeating the beasts that threaten Uruk? No, that would be the soldier's job. For you, let's see. Go and help with the various jobs in the city. I believe the king would want that. So basically, you'd be a jack of all trades. I will go and make the job arrangements for you. First, I shall guide you to your private lodge. Please come with me. Thank you. Yeah. But, why would you go that far for us? Setting aside King Gilgamesh's opinion, I'm sure we are suspicious foreigners to you. Because the king ordered me to take care of you. It's not often he says something like that. I cannot understand yet, but you must be worth at least that much to him. Therefore, as his assistant, I shall trust his word. Please lead a righteous life, one even an incompetent being like me would be able to understand. That shall be my reward as well. This is how the country runs. We don't have any resources, so there isn't much in the way of entertainment. For Uruk, ale, sheep, and people's smiles are what give everyone the energy to survive. Ugh. Okay. Embassy. Oh my god. There's so many. Oh, there's so many parts of that. Oh. This is where you'll be staying. It's old, but it should be sufficient for your needs. It was originally used as a tavern. The first floor is a shared space, and the rooms are on the second and third floors. I didn't think you'd lend us a whole building. Thank you, Siduri. Isn't this great, Master? 3 days after our race shift, and we already have a home to call our own. You have to work to earn rent no matter where. Don't worry, we don't charge rent. We'll also provide you with the basic essentials. And it's also the ideal place to set up a summoning circle. I imagine this is going to be your base this time, Seki. It's the Chaldean embassy. We can all live here. Senpai, Merlin, Anna, Fu. A hideout for the 4 of us, including Lady Mash, plus 1 beast. I have a room in the ziggurat, but this place looks more fun. Let's go take a look at the 2nd floor. This may be a short stay, but it's important to choose rooms. Why don't you go look too, Anna? No, it's fine. I'm fine anywhere as long as I have a place to sleep. Alright, it's unsettling to be stared at, so I'll go look. I need to watch over Merlin anyways. He has too many secrets. Valid. So they both went upstairs, huh? Let's get our work done too. Mash, get the circle ready. It'll make navigation a little easier too. Right, deploying round table, anchoring leyline coordinates. Okay, is that my cue? It's time for your circle setup mini lecture. In this episode of Magecraft Trivia, we'll cover the Age of Gods and Divine Spirits. Since you're in the BC period, known as the end of the Age of Gods, it's the perfect subject. Alright, T.H.E. I need a cuddle from our supervisor if I'm going to be reading so much. So we're gonna... There we go. There we go. Good girl. I told you about divine spirits before, so this time let's talk about the Age of Gods. Mages call the magical energy that fills the atmosphere mana. The further back in time you go, the more of it there is. Think of it as the magical energy of the earth itself. It was not unlike an infinite supply of gasoline for humans. On the other hand, the individual magical energy possessed by a human or heroic spirit is called Odd. This magical energy comes from special nerve tissue called a magical circuit. Remember though, the difference in scale between Odd in a human and the Earth's mana is tremendous. Mana is a vast reservoir of energy, and Odd is just a tiny little drop. And since the start of the AD era, the amount of mana has been steadily decreasing. As a result, in the 21st century, mages practice their mystics using Odd alone. We'll skip over why there's less mana for now. It's got to do with the Isle of Britain, so I'm sure it'll come up eventually. Anyway, in the Age of Gods, mana was everywhere, and there wasn't just more of it, it was more potent, too. Mana in the AD era is called ether, the fifth imaginary element. It's artificial magical energy, you see. Before the AD era, human civilization was still in development, and magical energy was called something else. True ether, the power that gave birth to planets and formed the stars. The true fifth element. This true ether is the root that forms the gods. It wasn't humans who ruled this era, it was the gods, or you could call them nature, or concepts if you like. Gods in the sky, gods on the earth, gods in the sea. Love was a god, hate was a god, death and battle also had gods. The laws of nature were among the many authorities wielded by the gods. The world belonged to them. You could even say the gods formed many aspects of this world. There are differing opinions as to whether the gods spoke of in legends, faiths, and religions in the modern world are the same beings. But modern mages at least believe that many legends are interpretations of things that took place during the Age of Gods. The gods truly existed, however, with the arrival of the Age of Man, they vanished. These disappearances came in three stages: decline, parting, and opportunity. The opportunity phase took place around the 7th century BC. A great disaster around 14,000 years ago supposedly caused... Hi baby, what is that? Oh. Prehistoric mythical civilizations to weaken, hence the decline phase. You're in 2600 BC, the parting phase at the end of the Age of Gods, when gods and humans went their separate ways. Mesopotamia is no exception. As it happens, the Mesopotamian gods came up with their own way of trying to continue the Age of Gods, but a single king ruined their plans. A king created to bind man and the gods together, part man, part god. The man they hoped would be the wedge of the heavens, Gilgamesh, the king of heroes. But instead, he chose a path opposite to the one the gods had laid out for him. He chose to distance himself from the gods. Gilgamesh's rebellion caused the gods of Mesopotamia to gradually lose their power, and in time they vanished from the surface of the earth. Even in this era, the gods are gone. They've fulfilled their role and vanished. The present theory is that they exist as hollow divine spirits on a higher plane, watching over the world. The true gods have vanished from this world, leaving behind only shadows. In 1,000 years, those shadows will be gone, replaced in the minds of humans only by legends. That's why I thought you wouldn't run into any living gods. I was shocked to see you'd found an alliance of goddesses. From the data I just saw, Ishtar's spirit origin was extremely close to the real thing. A god's authority is a mystic far beyond magecraft. You could call it a manifestation of omnipotence. Hello, baby. Are you trying to move? Are you trying to move? You don't want to keep me company. Oh my god. We're not sure who your true foe is in that era, but it's clear that the goddesses aren't on your side. Be careful, Seki. I know I'm wasting my time saying this, but don't do anything too crazy, okay? What could that disaster have been? Did everyone get some ale? Seki and Mash are minors, so they can have fruit water. I'm sorry, I'd prefer water too. Ale is so bitter. Oh, how thoughtless of me. I heard you were a servant, so I didn't think about it. How about this milk instead? It's got honey in it, so it's sweet. I don't like sweet things either, but okay, thank you. Okay, everyone, I'd like to have a quick toast to celebrate Seki's new job with the REDUX. No, Frostshard, Trade Winds is in fact good civilization. The entire series is incredibly good civilization. I just need to be better at it. Hi, fishy boy. Ready, everyone? Cheers! Oh, I do not chug drinks very often. Oh. Cheers! Wow, that's good stuff, especially after half a day of cleaning. Hard work is the best way to make booze taste good. I live for this kind of thing. This is delicious. I don't like sweet stuff. And Merlin took the corner room. It's not fair. If I get a chance, I think I'll murder him. Cheers! Senpai, this fish is very good. Ooh, fish. Oh my god. They say it was caught in the river, but it doesn't taste muddy. In fact, it's quite firm. Oh, this lamb is nice and juicy too. Lamb is something... I cannot get myself to really like lamb. I think I've only had lamb once that I enjoyed, and it was when Vorn made a big chunk of lamb. And I think every single other time I've had lamb, I just don't enjoy it. It has like a... It's so gamey to me, you know? I'm just not a fan. How did they flavor it without spices? So mysterious. My curiosity may never be satisfied. What is the first worst then, Frostshard? Because lamb is definitely my worst. Yes, and it's all because... Fate must have brought us together again, Lord Seki. Here, have a drink. Turkey. Oh, yeah. Well, turkey's in an odd place because here's the thing. I've had decent turkey, right? It's just managing to keep it moist, right? So long as your turkey is juicy, it's gonna be good, right? It's just when you dry the turkey out. The problem with lamb is it doesn't matter if it's dry or juicy, it still doesn't taste good. I've never had kangaroo. I'm a huge fan of alligator. Like, I'll fuck up some alligator. Oh my god, that's why I don't chug drinks. Fate must have brought us together again, Lord Seki. Here, have a drink. Ushiwakamaru, you mustn't go pouring ale for Seki. And I think you should limit your own drinking as well. Just like your sense of taste, you cannot handle liquor very well. Oh, Nady, I cannot agree with that. Pork is one of the best meats, I think. Like, genuinely. Like, why is pork bad? Because pork, well, but then again, with pork, I mean, I grew up with shashlik, and then bacon, and then all the ways that pork is used in, like, Asian cooking and stuff. And so, for me, pork is just absolutely, like, yeah, no, Frostshard's right. Pork is, like, S tier. Especially shashlik. Like, I would fuck up some shashlik right now. I want shashlik. Beef, honestly, I'd even put, like, beef behind pork, because I love beef, but it's just, like, I feel like pork is more versatile, to be honest. I mean, to be honest, I don't, like, well, I mean, but, like, ham is different, you know? Like, pulled pork, carnitas. I will say, I'm not particularly a fan of the American style of butchery for, like, pork chops and stuff, because I personally think that the way that we butcher pork in the US is counterintuitive to actually getting good pork, because I find pork chops to just generally be relatively unenjoyable, and our bacon is, like, weirdly not the right kind of fatty, whereas opposed if you go to, like, Europe, the way that they butcher the like the pork belly that you get in, like, you know, when you go to, like, Korean barbecue, or, like, cured pork belly that, like, you know, we get in Eastern Europe, or shashlik that's kind of cut so that the fat is, like, incorporated really well. That's delicious. I'm not a fan of, like, a pork chop, but, like, just about anything else pork related I will be super happy about. I do love carnitas. As for ham, I mean, once again, that's, you know, good ham versus bad ham, you know? Anyone can have, you know, bad ham versus really good ham. Oh yeah, ribs. Just like your sense of taste, you cannot handle liquor very well. Do not tell me you've forgotten how you embarrassed yourself on the bridge of Uruk yesterday. You didn't quite jump over 8 ships, more like 6 or maybe 5. You did a somersault into a big jump and then landed so hard you split the bridge in 2. That was crazy. Yeah, ribs are god tier. Fine. Sit down, turn away from me, and stare at your feet, Benkei. I've heard your warning. By the way, you never seem to stop talking. Is it because you sense your impending death? Yeah, that's one of those things is like, they're really good cuts of pork, but more available in Europe than they are in the US. You know, Frostshard, chicken is good, but like, ironically, I'm not the biggest chicken fan. Like, I love chicken, don't get me wrong, but I love chicken in the context of like chicken soup and stuff. Like, chicken on its own is typically almost never my go-to. Like, genuinely. I just 9 times out of 10 will not pick chicken. And I think it's because I ate so much chicken as a kid, and like, I'm not a huge fan. Also, I've been betrayed by like processed chicken a few times. I still can't eat dino chicken nuggets. I can't. I look at them and I feel bad. I don't know, Frostshard, I'll make the joke. As one of the resident members of that community. I may die tonight, so I should say everything that's on my mind. Is that your logic? Perfect. I shall help you with your beheading. Yeah, Nady, it's a little funky because like we've got words for like adult versus young meat for like certain meats, so it's like, you know, veal versus beef, or like the difference between like mutton and lamb, and like other different types of like sheep and lamb adjacent meats and stuff. The fucking English language. It's because half the words are like from French and half the words are from English, and then some are loan words from other languages. And chefs and restaurants get really pedantic and they'll be like, this is a veal dish. I'm like, it's just baby beef. It's beef. It's fancy beef. Yeah. And then I pop my head down at the last second. It's a party trick I like to call Wakabenkei. Did you like it, Lord Yoshitsune? The trick is to pop your head down like a turtle. A turtle! Why, you have the most bizarre talents. But it was funny, so I suppose I shall forgive you. Yes, as you can see, it's because I've met some really reliable allies. Well, I guess you can call them reliable. Exactly. 100% blame William the Conqueror. Frostshard, I agree on principle that turkey, in 99% of situations, sucks. I have had good turkey. It has by far been the exception to the rule. I do not generally like turkey. My family we don't even do turkey for Thanksgiving anymore. We'll do like a cured bone-in ham, typically for Thanksgiving these days, because sandwiches. Yep, I never imagined King Gilgamesh would summon other servants, but it makes sense. That explains how he's holding back the demonic front. Rider Ushiwakamaru and Lancer Musashibo Benkei defeat the demonic beasts around Uruk, and in command of the demonic front is none other than Leonidas! Siduri, I require only nutrients. Alcohol should not be enjoyed until after we've wiped out the demonic beasts. My heart is still at the front lines, just like the Uruks who are fighting day after day. I don't know, Frostshard. Hot take here. Any meat will make you sleepy if you eat enough of it. But I do need to sleep. The body requires energy, but the brain requires sugar and sleep. During the battle, we soldiers are part of a massive calculation. I'm gonna be honest, for me, ranking, like, number 1 has got to be, like, fish and seafood, right? Like, in terms of, like, a meat, fish and seafood are definitely my number 1, and then followed by pork, and then beef. Like, I would fuck up a salmon fillet, or some sashimi, or some sushi, or some poke, or even some cooked fish, to be honest. Oof. Oh. The load that combat places on the brain is equal to 4 days worth of doing your taxes. Warriors are mathematicians. Based on experience, 2 hours of battle requires a 15-minute nap. Requires it! And yet, the younger soldiers tell me that I'm the one who can immediately fall asleep amongst a horde of demonic beasts and also get up right away. If you're tired, you sleep, and if you think, oh crap, you instantly wake up and jam your spear into a demonic beast's maw. Survival is the first thing you learn in Sparta, but these Uruk soldiers push things to the next level. If you fight until you die, you can't repel the enemy army. It is a waste of a young life. Listen, if you want a motto, the motto of a defender should be, don't die until the fight's over. That's what I think. Ugh. What? Who poured ale into General Leonidas's cup? Who knows? Knowing him, he probably poured it for himself accidentally. It's good medicine for him if you ask me. He hasn't rested as much as he says he has. The demonic beasts are calmer at night. Let's let him relax for the evening. I see. Maybe you're right. If you say so, Lord Ushiwakamaru, then, well... That wasn't a long conversation, but it told us what we needed to know about the power balance between them. Has Ushiwakamaru been leading the heroic spirits up until now? Merlin probably tried to avoid getting assigned to such a cumbersome job. Yeah, seafood for me is, that's my, like, S+ tier. Seafood and fish. I fuck up seafood and fish. Yeah, I know Frost Shard, but like, you know, don't eat that much turkey. We've tried like the boneless turkey and like the pre-slice. We just don't bother anymore with turkey, honestly. Knick-knack, you are categorically in the wrong. So are you, Sasha. Seafood and fish are god tier. Like, truly god tier. Roman, was it? It's true that I'm the representative of the heroic spirits right now. But we were summoned here by the king of this land. We know naught of your Chaldea. Perhaps there's another me among you, but please don't assume I'm the same person. Benkei, Leonidas, and I all made our contract with King Gilgamesh. If ever we're forced to choose between Lord Seki and the king, we will choose the king without hesitation. However, our goal of defending this era and the city is the same as yours. Seki, humanity's last master, you have come from a distant world to this troubled land. What heroic spirit could fail to respect you for that? We shall help you in every way possible to the best of our abilities. Nice to meet you, Ushiwakamaru. Y'all are so wrong! Scallops, crabs, lobster, mussels, oysters, abalone, sea urchin? Absolutely not! Salmon, tuna, octopus, squid? Y'all are so wrong! Oh my god. Like, Jesus! Nice to meet me, huh? So I guess there is no other me in Chaldea. That is quite a shame. Am I not that well known in your era? Good. Our circumstances may be different, but we're all working towards the same goal. But, well, can I ask you something? It was Gilgamesh who summoned you, right? Then, is he the only one who's providing you with magical energy right now? Indeed, after Merlin, King Gilgamesh summoned 7 of us heroic spirits to this land. Now there are only 4 of us, but we'll talk about that another time. During the summoning, it was King Gilgamesh's magical energy that formed our spirit origins. But now we maintain our own sources of energy. We eat and sleep like humans and generate magical energy all on our own. So you've incarnated, huh? That explains it. Not even the king would be able to simultaneously maintain the spirit origins of 4 servants at once. Yes, he really went a bit crazy. I should never have told him about the Holy Grail War. Just supplying me with magical energy almost drained him dry, but then he says, I'll summon 7 more. The reason King Gilgamesh isn't on the front lines fighting is partially because he hasn't recovered all of his magical energy. So it seems. Before we were summoned, he said he didn't know who the enemy was. The northern cities were wiped out by the demonic beasts, disasters occurred all over the land, and Kutha vanished overnight. That's when King Gilgamesh said he saw the future. He saw a future where Uruk was destroyed and swallowed up into an abyss. No, I'm not wrong. This shit is delicious. Like, whether it be raw or cooked, all of that stuff is delicious. I am a paella fan. This is not possible. I am a paella fan. It's just not, if it is made with fish or seafood, I am a fan. Like, point blank, period. I am a fan. Oh my god. A good raw oyster with a little bit of like hot sauce, some lemon. Ooh, a cooked oyster. Oh my god, oysters Rockefeller with like the cheese and spinach topping. Oh my god, so good. Mussels, clams, to cook them in pasta, cook them in sauce, eat them raw, scallops, divine. Sea urchin, amazing. So tender and delicate. Oh, Jesus. Oh my god. That must be King Gilgamesh's clairvoyance. That's why he took the risk of summoning a heroic spirit. As a king who had to deal with such a disaster, he required multiple heroic spirits, correct? That's right. Excellent analysis, Mash Kyrillite. May I call you Mash? Yes, I'm Mash Kyrillite. I'm just a demi-servant, but nice to meet you. The pleasure is mine. Anyways, back to the timeline. After this era became a singularity and humanity was incinerated, King Gilgamesh summoned us. 6 months later, Uruk was reborn into a fortress city. We grow crops, train our soldiers, and build structures within the fortress. A monetary system was established purely as an emergency measure for the war, all while we struggle against the unknown enemy. That's pretty amazing. Incredible. People fought in America too, but that was only after their nation had already been destroyed. Uruk is the opposite. People are fighting right now to prevent the destruction of their world in the first place. Well, it was a matter of timing. If what happened in America had come a few years later, they would have fought the Celts head-on. What was lucky for Uruk was that King Gilgamesh had come back matured. After he finished his search for immortality, he probably underwent a bit of a mental change. Who was that in Enkidu, by the way? yeah, I would, Nady. I love fish. Oh, see, Zerher, there we go to the buffet near me like pretty frequently, and they do lobster and crab. I had so much crab last night. Oh my god, it was divine to die for. Oh my god. And oh, the shrimps, they were so large. They were so good. Potatoes. Potatoes are God's own food, Frostshard. Like, but potatoes are truly the food of the gods. You could do anything with a potato, and it's good. Potatoes are perfection. Is it mashed potatoes, fried potatoes, sliced potatoes, baked potatoes, air-fried potatoes? Like, that you can use them in thickening things, you can use them in soups, you can use them in stews, you can use them in sandwiches, you can use them to make bread. Potatoes are perfect. You can use them to make alcohol. They're perfect. Potatoes are God's perfect food. They're fantastic. I see. So you met that Enkidu then. King Gilgamesh's friend, a hero equal in stature, and now humanity's enemy. But we just can't believe that's truly Enkidu. The Urduks knew the old Enkidu. Enkidu is the one who restrained King Gilgamesh, the king who was fated to be alone until death, and taught him the joys of friendship. Though they insisted they were simply a tool, to me Enkidu seemed like nothing less than a very kind person. The real Enkidu would never wear such a cruel smile on their face. That thing that threatens Sumer now must be a fake, only pretending to be Enkidu. A fake, huh? Then Enkidu is dead, like the legend says. Yes, the king watched as Enkidu died and buried his friend in the underworld. Thinking back, there was nothing so beautiful or sad as Enkidu. They may have been a puppet made by the gods, but they gained a heart. Granted, Enkidu was shattered along with it, but... Enkidu gained a heart, but was shattered along with it. That's... No, for now, let's talk about King Gilgamesh. Does the king know that a fake version of his lost friend has been made into his enemy? Yes, of course he does, though the king doesn't leave the ziggurat, so he's never met them personally. But his response was unremarkable. Someone calling themselves Enkidu appeared. I see. Well, I suppose that's possible. That's all he said. He didn't get angry or sad. What kind of reaction is that? I've lived a long time in the world of humans, but I can't understand it. Yes, it didn't feel like he was trying to keep us from worrying, either. The world will come to an end before he cares about someone else's feelings. Well, no matter what King Gilgamesh is thinking, I'm glad he's staying calm. The only reason Uruk is still standing at all is because of how hard the king is working. If he ever abandoned the role of the wise king and became the king of heroes again, Uruk would be doomed. I want to avoid that too. After all, if Uruk fell, I wouldn't be able to drink its ale or visit its brothels. Foe! Foe! Here's the thing though, Frostshard. I'm actually not a huge fan of corn. And hear me out before I'm lambasted for that. I don't like yellow American corn that has become the staple all over the world. And that's because like the American bred yellow corn is genetically engineered to be as calorie dense as it can possibly be, and it is essentially just cellulose pockets of sugar, right? It's too sweet, and it doesn't really count as a vegetable. It's literally just as processed as a sugar you can get that grows naturally on a plant. I don't mind like wild corn, right? Like traditional corn, but American yellow corn to me is not good. It's disgusting. I don't like it. It's too sweet. And it just has virtually no nutritional value other than being incredibly calorie dense. So not a huge fan of that type of corn. And because that corn is so prevalent, easy to grow, and has been genetically made to be resistant and hardy, it's overtaking the production of traditional corn, right? So I'm not a huge fan. Look, Gwen is just wrong, so hi, Sierra. Yeah, that's fair, tacos. The thing is, I think the way that I ate corn most often growing up was I will eat it like in frozen kernels, like crunch them. I'm okay with that because it's like it's crunchy and I like crunchy foods, but like I also will eat like peas and lima beans the same way, you know? Give them to me in a frozen bag and I will just eat them raw like that. Crunchy because I like it. I like crunchy foods. But yeah, corn is never going to be my go-to. Like I'm not going to choose grilled corn on an option. I don't like the American yellow sweet corn. I'm just not a fan. So I don't like it when they put that corn in things. Like people put that corn in like ramen and I'm like, no, I don't want weird sweet corn in my ramen. Put black garlic oil in my ramen. Put like, you know, popcorn is acceptable in the case of like movies and watching TV. And I prefer mine to be really salty and extra buttered. But that just feels like its own. I love agadashi tofu. Frost shard, I will fuck up agadashi tofu. I'm a huge tofu fan in general, right? Like sundubu jjigae, like silken seafood tofu soup, even just like silken tofu soups, right? In general. I love fried tofu. I love tofu in other things. I adore tofu. Agadashi tofu is fantastic. Sundubu jjigae is fantastic. Sundubu jjigae is one of my favorite foods in the world. No, not really tacos. I mean, it's really different. But yeah, I fuck up seafood. Yeah, cause it's gotta. It depends on like how firm you like your tofu. Cause you've got like from the silken tofu to like the extra firm tofu, and they're used for different things. Like in sundubu jjigae, which is silken seafood tofu soup, you've got like the tofu is kind of like in the soup, but it's almost like it's hard to describe like the texture of it in that context because it's almost like a. Oh, it's almost like a sauce. It's so soft, you know, in the soup. It just absorbs flavor super easily. But then with agadashi tofu, you use something a little bit firmer so that it can hold its shape and handle the deep frying. Oh my god. Yeah. I love tofu. I love tofu. Yes, I'm not telling you to forget it. We'll find out who this fake Enkidu is, but that could be done tomorrow. You haven't rested since your ray shift, right? Get some rest tonight. We can talk and begin your new lives tomorrow. I have something to look into, so I'll be gone for a while, but while I'm away, you can get help from Siduri and the other servants. Look, Anna fell asleep too. Take care of her as well. She told you she doesn't like humans, but she doesn't hate them either. Actually, she's scared of them, so she's trying to keep her distance. You know what that means, right? Understood. Leave it to me. Alright, I'll be going then. One of my favorite girls is waiting for me. Controversial opinion. One of my favorite foods is like salted and preserved seafoods. And fish. Like anchovies or like salted herring, like preserved and stuff like that. Cause I will eat anchovies. Or like I also eat a lot of pate though, and that's because it's really popular in Eastern Europe. So I grew up with it. Like I love like cod liver pate and stuff like that, like preserved. So like, you know. Merlin's right, senpai. You don't look so good. Your vitals are dropping too. It may be rude, but let's leave Ushiwaka Maru and the others to get some rest. You're right. Good night, Mash. Yes, good night, Master. I'll see you tomorrow here in the lobby of the Chaldean Embassy. I actually really like them. My parents used to put them on pizza, and I think I ate them like first by eating them that way. I do actually really like them. Like I will eat them as a snack if that's like an option. Same thing with like olives, because I really like salty things. Like I really love salty things. Ooh, Lancers again. Yeah, let's take. Yeah, it might be the I mean, I suppose depending on the way that you prepare your egg whites, but like, I don't think I've ever prepared eggs in a way that was particularly similar to tofu, in my opinion. Because like I've cooked tofu before, and it's never been like eggs for me. Controversial opinion. I actually really hate like the European or like chefy style of scrambled eggs where they add like creme fraiche and stuff and it's like almost still a liquid. I want my eggs to be solid. Unless it's in the context of like an egg salad. Like, but I want my scrambled eggs to be like solid. I don't want them to be like runny and mushy. Good morning, senpai. You must have slept well last night. Good morning. Both of you are early risers. So amazing. Oh, she's so cute when she's sleepy. We're swapping out the staff over here, too. Good morning, Seki. Foo. Morning, everyone. It seems we're all here. Very well. Let me give you your assignment, Seki. Today's task is for Mr. Limmat at the ranch. Apparently he wants help shearing his sheep. Huh? Shearing sheep? Shearing sheep? That's such a menial chore. It isn't a menial task. Wool is priceless. It is a valuable commodity for trade. Sheep are normally shorn 2 or 3 times a year, but the shorter the cycle, the greater the profit. Mr. Limmat's main assets are his 180 sheep. If it takes 4 hours to shave one, he can only shave 4 a day at most. In other words, it would take Mr. Limmat over a month to shear all of the sheep by himself. A whole month. If this could be shortened to 10 days, do you see just how much a difference in profit it would make? So it's like a shipment coming a month late. That analogy is really the opposite, but I see what you mean. It's the age of the fast and the furious, or rather the rast and the furriest. Understood. Leave it to us. Let's do this, master. Are we gonna fight sheep? I like your enthusiasm. Now then, here is your referral letter. The sheep are nice, Mash. They are very fluffy this time of year. So they are fluffy. This will be a tough mission. Ooh, a new challenger appears. I mean, Frostshard, I agree. If you drop me Agadashi Tofu, I would be super fucking happy. So here's the thing. Very odd thing about it, Zirher. I don't mind dropping a raw egg into, like, boiling ramen or, like, because that's part of, like, tartars, right? Because tartars also have raw eggs on top of them, right? And I like a runny yolk when I'm frying an egg, right? I don't mind that. I like having like the soft-boiled egg in my ramen. I've put the raw egg into my sundubu-jjigae, right? I mix the raw egg into my bibimbap when I have it. It's specifically like that weird like Gordon Ramsay style like scrambled egg where they're like get the egg so it's like half liquid, half solid, and then add like creme fraiche and make it creamy and still liquid. I'm gonna be honest, tacos, I realize logically I should fear that. I just don't have it in me to fear it. Like, I genuinely, I swear to God, I eat things like there is no fear of anything coming back to bite me in the ass. And I've had food poisoning before. I had food poisoning eating dino chicken nuggets 2 years ago, and I haven't been able to eat them since. But that has not instilled a sense of caution in me for anything else. I'm like, raw eggs? Yeah. Raw fish? Yeah. Steak tartare? Yeah. Tuna tartare? Yeah. Actually, tacos, I hate lettuce because when it gets put inside of warm things, it gets soggy and it has a texture of wet paper. I actually don't mind crisp raw lettuce and like spinach. I don't mind it if it's like crisp. It's specifically when it gets like warm and soggy. It's icky. Oh, that's right. I forgot to mention that the ranch is on the outskirts of Uruk. There are reports of previously undocumented demonic beasts roaming that area. Please be careful. So, like, I don't like lettuce in, like, a burger, you know? Or, like, in any other context where it would be, like, soggy. But, like, a crisp piece of lettuce? I've got no argument with that. I really don't. Exactly. It has to be crunchy. I had braces for too many years to not be incredibly particular and picky about textures that I'm eating. Yeah. And I don't like... In general, I tend not to prefer towards slimy and soggy things. I just don't put lettuce on burgers. You know what I put? I put pickles and tomatoes and cheese and sauce. Personally. Yeah, I just don't put lettuce on burgers. I put pickles and tomatoes. Yeah. And sometimes mushrooms if I'm feeling fancy. It's part of the reason why I don't like borscht, because it's cabbage soup and I don't like the texture of the cabbage once it's been in soup. Which is ironic then, because I really like dolma. A world of contradictions, because I do like dolma and things wrapped in like grape leaves and stuff. Remember, one time I had shrimp 3 ways, and it was like shrimp wrapped in dolma, shrimp wrapped in bacon, and shrimp crusted in something, and it was so good, like all 3 of them. It was divine. I'm not a huge fan of banana peppers and jalapenos because I think they're a little too sweet, and then I have a problem with onions texturally. Both raw and cooked, the onions to me, like chewing on them feels like nails on a chalkboard in my head. I don't mind the flavor of onions, so like I can put onion powder in things as a seasoning, or I can like blend onions up in a chutney, but I can't eat them in any piece large enough to chew on. Specifically. So. But that's a very particular problem that I have. Am I? God damn it. No, I had a bunch of dialogue. Yeah. Yeah. Knick-knack, get your story straight. Okay. Hey, I owe you one. I was helpless against those vermin. I only expected you to keep watch as I was shearing, but I never imagined you'd exterminate them. I expect nothing less from the elites working directly for the king. Help me again sometime. Here's 3 sheep silver. Huh? Don't I have to sheep to shear, you ask? Well, the circumstances have changed. The girls from the sacred temple wanted to try shearing so much that they're willing to pay me silver for it, so the other sheep were reserved for them. Who knew that shearing sheep would become a business unto itself? Oh, brother, fads sure are weird. This reminds me of Total Drama World Tour has a song about shearing sheep in like one of the later episodes. The sheep passed right in front of our eyes. Well, that was just horrible. We didn't get to pet the sheep. Well, that didn't go the way they'd hoped. I have nothing to say to Mash and Anna. Must be a side effect of the sudden introduction of a monetary system and the ability to buy entertainment. It is an effective method of livening up a city, but it might be about 500 years too early. Yes, I believe security deposits of silver began thriving from around the Akkadian period. They didn't exist in the early dynastic period. It's not that King Gilgamesh is at fault, but perhaps it was too early for the citizens of Uruk. I agree, Mash. The monetary system is bad civilization. Reservations are terrible. This is definitely a thinly veiled insult towards Japan's reservation systems. Like the reservation lotteries and stuff, and I feel that. Oh my god, miso and rice every morning? I'd be in heaven. I'd be in heaven. Asian food is just like, I could survive on Korean food alone for the rest of my life. I could survive on Japanese food alone for the rest of my life. I could survive on Chinese food alone for the rest of my life, happily. I would have no hesitation or compunctions. Oh, hi! Oh, you loud little brat. I agree. Ah, see, Frostshard, we're gonna have a disagreement here, but I think you'll understand this one. The best soup that I've ever had in my life is my grandmother's chicken soup, and I would die on that hill. That is a hill that I will die on. Like, my grandma's chicken soup is genuinely, I think it's the best thing in the world. Good morning. I guess we're heading to work at the same hour today. Siduri, what is Lord Seki's task for today? Today's request is from Mr. Kishinama. His wife has been acting strange for the past few days, and he'd like you to investigate. To be blunt, you're investigating an affair. Investigating an affair? Shouldn't things like that be resolved between the parties involved? Mr. Kishinama is the boss at the armory. He cannot leave his workplace during the weekdays. But it's all weighing heavily on his mind, and it's affecting his work. An early resolution would be ideal. Also, he needs evidence if it goes to trial. Try to catch her in the act, identify the adulterer, and look into their history. Oh, that sounds interesting. Lord Seki, may I come along with you? We are in charge of patrolling Uruk today. We shall help you out while giving a tour of the city. Gladly! Yeah, no, my grandma cooks god tier. Well, some things. The last time she made pizza, I electively chose to just eat something else for dinner. Because that is not something that, no. But her chicken soup, oh my god, to die for. I would literally go to heaven for it. That's the spirit. Of course, I will accompany you too. You should not underestimate the difficulties of investigating an affair. It's normal for the cornered wife to show her devilish side and retaliate by swinging around a giant hatchet when caught in the act. However, my Buddhist power is undiminished in a foreign land. Benkei here will exercise them with a second thought. Yeah, Knick-Knack, to be fair, that botched pot that you made was kind of your own fault. Lord Seki, needless to say, you can ignore that naysayer's doom and gloom. I won't be going with you. An old lady I met on the street asked for my help earlier. Oh, the lady from the flower shops, right? I do remember she was looking for an assistant. Ushi Wakamaru and the others will help out, so we'll be fine on our end this time. Then let us be on our way. First, we need to tail the wife. Uruk is like my backyard now. You can put all your trust in me. Come along. Oh, boy. I'm pretty sure the way I've heard the story is that they, like, added more, I think what happened was that they added more pasta to the water like halfway through, and so it ended up like in a giant clump that was like half raw and half overcooked. I think. Potentially. My grandpa doesn't cook much, but he makes really good moonshine. The rest of the family does not agree, but I maintain that it's really good. At least if it's the same spaghetti story that I'm thinking of, Knick-Knack. Similar to the melted, raw, and burned burgers that were all three at once somehow. You're really good at doing that. Who knows? Which isn't to say, like, I cook a lot, and I've made mistakes before, you know? Like, one time I oversalted potatoes. That is true, Knick-Knack. You have been a lot better. Like, it has not really been a problem. One time I oversalted mashed potatoes on accident so badly that my mom had to make a second batch without salt in them and combine them. So, like, I did that. And that was relatively recently, too. It's just because I really like salty food and I put in too much salt. One time Vorn poured a bunch of oil into our pot of pasta sauce and meatballs, thinking that it would help it cook. And we ended up with really oily pasta sauce and meatballs, you know? Like, it was not good. Oh yeah, that's right. You told me about that. So you are not absolved. Yeah, I think that just over-salted potatoes might have been the last time that I, like, fucked up something cooking. And, like, here's the thing. I still would have eaten it. I'm still amazed as to how you managed to do shit like that. Frost shard, it's sometimes a little harder because, like, I do use salted butter, and then I add salt to the water I'm boiling them in, and so sometimes when I add salt after, again, it can just... I think it's the only time I've done it, but it just pushed it over the edge into just a little too salty, you know? I still would have eaten it. I would put some cheese on it and just munched away. Oh, I was not watching my servants. Well, whatever. Unimportant. Ow. Yeah, for me, I think just due to the amount of times that I make it for friends, chili is definitely the thing that I cook the most and that I'm best at. And I've never made a bad batch of chili. Like, chili's always fantastic. And I know how to make it so many different ways, you know? With so many different spice levels and slightly different ingredients and stuff. You know, thick enough to put on top of, like, fries, or thin enough to eat kind of like on its own as a soup. Knick-Knack can attest to the fact that I make really good chili. Knick-Knack's actually really good at baking. And baking is one thing that I kind of tend to stay away from outside of the sourdough now, because my oven doesn't handle baking very well. It's like really old and it just doesn't regulate temperature very well. So I actually don't do a ton of baking, but part of that's also because I don't like sweet things very much. I much prefer salty things, and so baking isn't typically in my list of priorities unless it's like a pot pie or something. That was quite an experience, wasn't it? Yes, it was quite a case. Who would have imagined the wife was secretly a member of a mysterious species living deep underground, scheming to invade the surface world? Oh my god, the mole people are real! I think there's only like one type of cookies I make regularly, and that's, I get this mix for apple cider snickerdoodle cookies, and I really like it. And who knew that there was an underground lava zone in the suburbs? What an adventure! I can't even begin to put it into words. But it was tragic, too. I feel like Johnny Test, the mole people? Her love truly was real, and in the end, it was what saved the surface world. I can't believe she's the last of the Yohimen. I know. Let's advise King Gilgamesh to adjust the laws regarding relations and marital issues with other species, so no one ever has to see a tragedy like this again. Speaking of laws, Mesopotamian civilization is built on the Code of Ur-Nammu and the Code of Hammurabi. The Code of Ur-Nammu was created between this era and the Third Dynasty of Ur. It's said that it consolidated all the nebulous rules into one code, which became humanity's oldest structured law. Speaking of the Code of Hammurabi. Yes, the famous code of an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. You could say that's the basis for law in modern society. By the way, Lord T.H.E, I hear you've only been here for a short time. We have been walking and eating around the city, but what about outside of Uruk? Neither Ben-K nor I are very knowledgeable about it, but we could at least tell you about the rumors. Tell me about the Three Goddess Alliance. Yes, that is most certainly the important issue. Ishiwakamaru, by all means, tell us. Needless to say, the Three Goddess Alliance is a major threat to Uruk. The demonic front up north, the jungle in the south, and the aerial attacks from Ishtar in the northeast mountains. Currently, the city of Uruk is under 3 separate attacks from these directions. Leonidas is keeping the demonic front to the north in check, but there are no countermeasures for the other 2 problems. The goddess Ishtar possesses a bow called the Boat of Heaven. As the name implies, it's a divine vessel that can soar through the sky. She does not have the overwhelming force of the demonic front, but she is still a nuisance. She's like an unpredictable storm. As for the jungle in the south, we don't know anything about it yet. King Gilgamesh has sent out a number of scouting parties, but no one has ever returned. On one hand, the demonic beast legion is a dynamic invasion. On the other hand, the jungle is a static invasion. So all the forces invading Uruk are unique. 3 menaces, the Three Goddess Alliance. Who are these goddesses and what do they want? Well, we do know that Ishtar is one of them. According to King Gilgamesh, the goddess's objective is capturing the Holy Grail he possesses. The Great Grail of Uruk. He flaunted it in front of... he allowed me to take a look. It did indeed look like it contained vast magical energy. Whether it be goddess, heroic spirit, or human, anyone who uses that grail could easily become king. Do you suppose the goddesses are after the Greater Grail to recreate this world in their own image after they destroy Uruk? The Greater Grail of Uruk. Is that what King Gilgamesh said, Ushiwaka? Yes, that is the name he was so proud to come up with. When I said I wanted to touch it, though, he refused quite vehemently. A wise judgment from a wise king. Much better than handing to Lord Ushiwakamaru and having her accidentally drop it, smashing it to pieces. Or I could see you saying, I like this, so I'm keeping it, and then trying to decapitate the king. Lord Roman, what's the matter? And Ben-K, go sit in a corner until morning. Oh, to recreate my standing death through sitting. The lukewarm stares from the people of Uruk are excruciating. No, it's nothing. Now that I think about it, it's only natural. Forget it. The Greater Grail of Uruk is not this era's Holy Grail? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it means. From the beginning, King Gilgamesh possessed a treasure worthy of being called a Holy Grail. We mistakenly thought that was the King of Mages' Holy Grail. Gilgamesh and Merlin both realized that, but didn't point it out. Which is vexing. Merlin is rotten to the core, so I'm sure we could never get a straight answer from him. And as for asking King Gilgamesh, he would only get furious and say, how dare you compare my treasures to the King of Mages? Either way, the Holy Grail we're supposed to recover isn't in Uruk, but somewhere else, correct? Maybe the goddesses have it. That would be a real pain. They're powerful opponents already, but what if they also had a Holy Grail? We would be no match for them. Udon is pretty good, though, so... Okay. So I had already said last night that I was only going to be streaming for a couple of hours today. So let's collect our stuff. Let's see. Those are the things I'm missing. Oh, apparently, I have a friend request. Yeah, sure. If anyone is interested, I'll keep it open for a couple of minutes and then refresh my friend request feed if anyone's not already on my friends list. But I'll probably be ending the stream in about 10-15 minutes. Mostly because I need to build my new computer desk. And maybe try to figure out what's going on with my capture card. See, Knick-Knack, what you feel about udon is what I feel about poke or chiraishi. Oh my god, chiraishi. I could really go for a plate of chiraishi right now. Ooh. That sounds so good. Oh my god. Udon's pretty great. But yeah, no. Oh my god, food. I just like eating food. I'm gonna be honest. Like, good food. I had soup dumplings for dinner like 2 days ago. Xiaolong bao, I think. Or xiaolong something. They're just so good. Ooh, I love pork tonkatsu tacos, but udon is great. Japanese curry is also fantastic. I like Indian curry too, or a biryani. Ooh, I'd fuck up a biryani. Ooh, yeah, so good. Yeah, I mean, I'm like slightly worried about it, but also at the same time excited for it because I do need a bunch of materials. I think I'm currently pretty low on, well, I'm low on EXP cards. And then other stuff. What do I have for servant evolutions? Because I think I have some available. Ow. Yeah, I hadn't done those two because they're the lower end. Because I think I'm missing out on EXP cards to level a couple of people potentially that yeah, see, because like I've got some, but not a ton. Oh yeah, no, if I'm going to be farming off stream, then I will absolutely be doing something totally else. Yeah. Yeah. So I've got to level up a little bit more. Saber Ultria is another one. Let's see. Yeah, and then I was still working on Kid Gil too. So yeah, I've got a couple people that and Sherlock, because I got him up an Ascension. So I have some stuff I need to level. But I'm gonna need a lot of EXP cards for that. Oh, Nady, I'm so sorry. We talked about other foods too. Finished like just a couple more things, and then I'm probably cutting out in a second to build a new computer desk and do some other stuff today. Supposed to do it Sunday, but I had a 5-hour nap that was unintentional. I could, but then I would be like, yeah, but I don't know if I'd be paying proper attention to the reacts. If I did that. And also, I'm not sure if I just want to watch them on my own, per se. Yeah. Anyways. I think that's it for me today, folks. I will see you again Friday morning for Witcher. Yeah. And then next week I'll do there'll be another Babylonia stream next week for sure. So don't be concerned about that. And it'll be a full-length stream again. But yeah. Talk to you guys later. Ah, yes, Thursday tea time.